Humans have been haunted throughout history by the question, how did we get here? The majority of the population seek their answers from the sacred texts of organized religions. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. Others turn to science. Intelligence is an accident of evolution and not necessarily an advantage. Isaac Asimov. But then there are those who turn to the stars. Lord knows this planet feels like a hopeless place. I'm waiting for my spaceship to come back to me. Kesha. Guys, how will everyone know how smart I am if I don't start the video essay with quotes? Starseeds believe that their souls originated on other planets and star systems before arriving on Earth to help guide humanity, but maybe everything isn't so peace, love, and UFOs above. It's time to don your widest brimmed felt fedora and take a spiritual journey with me as we talk about the influencers who think they're aliens.
The veil is thinning.
A few months ago, while scrolling Instagram Reels, I know, bad idea, I stumbled across this video. A dreamcatcher and an evil eye in the same car. Well, this was someone who was covering all their bases. Where are you going that you need this much protection? Are you planning on taking the highway to hell? This personification of the British Museum is Shannon Blake, or at least her current human form. She's an artist with over 1.4 million followers on Instagram who, while wearing enough accessories to destabilize the Depop economy overnight, sings songs about loving yourself and doing drugs. Sometimes, though, she has to go on a trip to trip, like this song about her visit to Peru, creatively titled Peru Song. Ayahuasca is a psychedelic brew made of plants native to the Amazon rainforest, often used by indigenous shamans for healing rituals. Similarly, the San Pedro cactus has hallucinogenic properties and a long history of use in ceremonies by many groups in South America. Some of your favorite musicians, movie stars, and influencers have sought to medicate their midlife crises by participating in these ancient spiritual traditions. Personally, I prefer the more modern spiritual tradition involving a large pepperoni pizza, Adult Swim on the TV, and an unlabeled Ziploc bag full of something from a guy in your contacts list who goes by The Wizard. When it comes to what she believes, Shannon hits Control-A and selects all, name-dropping whatever fits the rhyming scheme, from numerology to the Hawaiian practice of Ho'oponopono. If you think there's anything unique about your ethnicity, think again. Because Shannon is fidna take that too.
I finna be in the pit.
Oh my god, one of you has to have something that rhymes with drugs so good that they make God his pussy go cray cray.
Don't worry, guys. She's an empath. And also part Cherokee. Why is it always Cherokee? While celebrating the power of manifestation and observing the 60s hippie tradition of denying trust fund allegations, Shannon also claims to have communicated with aliens. This is my favorite kind of harmless History Channel hooey. The plot of the worst Indiana Jones film, the guy at a party who claims to have experienced ego death while actively ghosting his baby mama, asking,
"Dude, what if we're like living in a simulation? What if none of this is even real, man? Have you ever thought about that?"
To which the most appropriate response is, yes, of course I have. Can you shut up and pass the joint already? But then, I kept listening. Kidney infection, I healed that too. Wait, what? Shannon claims that ayahuasca and peyote, another hallucinogenic cactus, allowed her to keep both of her kidneys. Sound heals. Every lyric, medicinal truth. Sound transforms DNA? I might feel like Megan Thee Stallion's music transforms me on a biological level, But science has yet to prove this. Seriously though, these are some pretty extreme and potentially dangerous medical claims, a bit more intense than your usual Bay Area crystal baddie. A kidney infection can literally kill you. In another song, Shannon explains that she is not from Earth. Light language? Pleiades? Lyran?
Psychomantis.
Cultural appropriation Barbie was rapidly rifling through a Rolodex of very specific vocabulary that I'd never heard of. So with the smell of her patchouli still fresh on my fingertips, I jump-started my search engine, and Alice fell down the wiki hole. But before we continue, I'd like to take a second to talk about today's sponsor, Lalo. Yeah, baby! Lalo has a massive collection of toys that operate at the perfect frequency so that you can ascend to a higher dimension of pleasure, and right now, you can use my stackable discount code FROG to get 15% off site-wide. All of Lalo's products are made from ultra-smooth, premium silicone and are fully waterproof. Like their best-selling Sona series, now featuring the Sona 3 Cruise. The Sona 3 Cruise features smooth rise technology that gradually increases intensity instead of jumping around between settings. It doesn't just vibrate, it uses sonic waves for both surface level and internal sensations without direct contact. With Smart Cruise Control, it's able to automatically adjust for a consistent experience regardless of pressure. Connected to the official Lalo app to unlock 2 exclusive new modes or share control with your partner using the Love Bridge feature. If you want a toy that's out of this world and will get you out of your pants, click the link in my description and use my code FROG for 15% off all Lalo products, stackable with any other discount. A quick search will tell you that Pleiades is a star cluster in the constellation Taurus. But what about the next line? Lyran is the race C. She's wearing cat ears and uses a lion emoji in the captions. Is this some kind of furry thing? Shannon seems to believe that she is a starseed, despite never actually using that term. According to a subset of New Age belief, there are many types of starseeds from different star zip codes, each with unique personality traits and missions to awaken the rest of us spiritually sleepy schlubs. That's right. The aliens are woke. The Lyran are described as very old souls that originated from the Lyra constellation. They are often associated with feline characteristics and depicted as part cat/lion. It's basically a furry thing. Souls that originated from Pleiades are usually referred to as Pleiadians, which, according to fandom.com, Pleiadians... Wait, what's this in parentheses? German. Uh-oh. Also known as Nordic aliens. Uh-oh. Are Aryan-like? No. Things started to look even worse when I stumbled across this article by Jules Evans that hopscotches through the very dark, well, actually very white, history behind the term starseeds. Nordic aliens, or tall whites, what? Make up a large percentage of contact stories, often sharing wisdom and warnings about the future. I probably don't have to explain why a prevailing myth of genetically superior beings guiding humanity to utopia, who just so happen to also check every box on a certain German dictator's wish list, has some troubling implications. In his book, Flying Saucers Have Landed, one of the first accounts of a Nordic alien, George Adamski describes his encounter with the tan blonde Venusian Orthon, who, while too camera shy to be photographed for some reason, told Adamski to make a cast of his footprints. Oh, wait, buddy. Looks like you got a little something there. Fellas, don't you hate it when you step out of your UFO and a swastika gets stuck to your shoe? More like Close Encounters of the Third Reich. Investigating the 20th century ufology craze tends to uncover some pretty unsavory names, such as fascist William Dudley Pelley, also known as America's Hitler, though today he would just be known as the star of next week's Jubilee video. In his book, Star Guests, in which Pelley claims to have talked to a magic pencil, no, I'm not making this up, he theorizes that human evolution was jump-started by aliens coming down to bone apes, except they got a little too horny, breeding a bastard creation from which certain specimens are evincing even down here in the 20th century. Yes, it gets worse, and eradicating the beast from man will require a vast program of spiritual eugenics. Damn, I haven't seen space racism like this since George Lucas was in the writer's room.
My trick's gonna work on me. Only money.
The first person to really popularize the term starseed, though, was an author named Brad Steiger. He and his wife were prolific writers. Derogatory. Releasing titles on everything from werewolves to Christmas miracles. In the first chapter of their book, The Star People, they claim to have discovered intelligent alien life. Normal-looking men and women walking amongst us with powerful abilities. Suddenly, in the 70s, just in time to watch A New Hope in theaters and ski on that real good old-school snow, remembering their ancestral homes. But the most exciting part? You could be one of them. Steiger believed that he could determine someone's star person potential, whether they were a starseed or the lame one that no one wants to get, star helper. You can actually fill out a questionnaire and send it to Steiger's email address or physically mail it so that he can personally analyze your answers. That is, you could, if he wasn't very, very dead. Luckily for us, though, there are plenty of BuzzFeed-esque quizzes that we can take to find out what type of starseed we are. Most of these felt like MBTI tests, except for the girls and gays. Yes, Tokyo, Japan has always interested me, but only like the normal amount. Okay, nice try, Michelle. I know which result that answer will get me. One test required me to turn on my laptop camera and scan my palm, advertised a Starseed Ultra Pack at me, whatever the f that is, then hit me with a paywall. Great. Another quote-unquote business expense I'll inevitably have to explain to the IRS. Like everything else in this godforsaken world, I also had to download an app to see my results. After waiting 10 minutes, because apparently that is the exact amount of time it takes for someone to decide what my soul mission, my entire life's purpose is, my star reading concluded that I am an Arcturian from the Arcturus star system. Arcturian starseeds are often characterized by their symmetrical facial features and serene expressions. Their eyes, which often hold a glimmer of advanced wisdom, are often the focal point of their appearance. Okay, that's pretty sick, except according to the 3 other tests I took, I'm also an Andromedan starseed, a Sirian starseed, and a Mintakan starseed. I really tried to answer as honestly as I could, and some of the tests had identical questions. I guess I'm just spatially ambiguous. Despite being yassified and divorced by decades from its sketchy roots, there's still something that feels a little uncomfortable to me about the more modernized interpretation of starseeds. The core idea remains that there are innately special people with special abilities, more spiritually evolved than those around them, literally built different. The not like other humans final boss. Even today, with so many different races to choose from, Pleiadian still seems like a really popular flavor. Don't think about that too much. And let's not forget, this entire history lesson I just tricked you into listening to was triggered by a few words casually snuck into songs about ignoring the haters and twerking away trauma. Like, can we just stick to singing about how your kitty is wet like a squirtle? From all the steaming, I assume. Unfortunately, Shannon, we are fidna move on because my curiosity has been piqued and this cat has a death wish. Just how big was this starseed phenomenon online? Were there others like Shannon hiding in plain sight? Where does light language and this kidney healing sound fit into all this?
Now let's go to Pleiadian.
The average person seeing these clips out of context on their For You page might just assume that it's brain rot content and keep scrolling. but something about it felt immediately familiar to me. The Christian practice of speaking in tongues was introduced in the New Testament book of Acts as tongues of fire descending on the heads of the apostles, allowing them to speak in other languages. 1 Corinthians describes it as one of many spiritual gifts active in the early church, and it has controversially continued in certain denominations. God forbid a white boy channel the Holy Ghost. As it turns out, my first impression wasn't too far off.
Is light language the same as speaking in tongues? Yes, light language is the same. Light language is a healing modality that supports us to connect with our star family, to connect with our guides, to connect with our higher selves, and it allows us to unlock our divine DNA.
But this is beyond divine connection. This is claiming actual change on a genetic level just by saying a bunch of nothing and moving your hands around a lot. I literally do that for a living. Why do I still feel like shit? If you want to get in on this, Sasha offers a Starseed Sound Healing Ceremonialist Certification Program where you can sit in a candlelit Urban Outfitters wearing matching white hats with everyone else who paid $3,333. After this professional training, you too can deplete your social circles by trying to convince all of your Facebook connections to buy your courses. Or you can go on an all-inclusive luxury Peru sisterhood plant medicine retreat to trip balls. Something tells me it's not that inclusive, though. Starseed Mystery School, Temple of the Rose Serpent, a 9-month immersive mystery school. Yoni de-armoring. Private throat activation. Honey, don't threaten me with a good time. What are Sasha's credentials, you may ask? Well, she's incarnated from the Galactic Council and was a warrior priestess in a past life. Isn't it interesting how everyone's past lives are always cool AF? No one was just like a galactic janitor or something. But physical healing is only the beginning, according to Natalie Patterson, Starseed frequency mentor and founder of what she refers to as Light Codes TM.
Have you always been curious about light language? Wanting to learn more about energetics in the fifth dimension? Are you wanting to break through from your current level of dimension of where you're at? If you get 5D activated, you'll get everything that you want. I have created the most comprehensive light language modality in the world.
Natalie was the first starseed I'd encountered to mention 5D. The general idea, as I understand it, is that we humans typically live in a very limited material 3D view. Living in 5D means entering a unity consciousness that transcends the barriers between individuals and allows us to live in spiritual harmony. And also make tons of money and have great sex.
I'm proud to be a f***ing alien. For those of you who don't know, I channel light language, and if you don't, you should. Why? Because it is literally the way for the future. I make more money. I'm more connected. I have way better alien sex. You want to do it. It's sexy. It's freaky. It's funky. I love it.
To master your energetic frequency and become as successful as Natalie, you just have to buy her master classes. You see, if you want to make money, you have to give her money so that she can teach you how she makes money by teaching people how to make money. Hold on. One of her virtual events is actually happening the day this video comes out. Channeled guidance and multidimensional light code transmissions valued at over $8,000, but she's selling this group Zoom call for only $88? My God, she's practically giving it away. If you have poor person energy and can't afford even these generously discounted prices, she does have some free resources on her YouTube channel. 7-figure light language. Join Nat in this trance-like state while she transmits powerful light codes.
This transmission is going to go into your cellular memory to activate you, and what happens is your subatomic particles are going to be rushing around your body, which will start to activate you into a high vibration, which will help you come into more alignment with money.
The next several minutes of this video go a little something like this.
I want you to see this beautiful cosmic gold energy coming down. Set the intention to access your abundance code.
By the way, guys, this is way better if you are watching this because the light codes are going through. Like I can feel them from my being going into the camera. My guides are telling me to tell you all, I'm literally a vessel right now for the abundance frequency to hit your soul. To shift timelines that are around you that are pulling you out of the abundance codes.
Yeah, if you could just shift the timelines around, that'd be great.
I want you to visualize yourself opening up your bank account. I want you to see an amazing figure that is in there. I want you to connect into the feeling of what does it feel like when you're there and you're achieving this. Now look at that pink phone. Look at that right now. Feel it in your being. Keep feeling it, keep feeling it.
Week in the life of a multimillionaire. Welcome to my $5 million home. Multimillionaire in Bali. Multimillionaire couple in Malta. Hashtag millionaire on every single video. Hey guys, I think this woman might be a millionaire. There is a pattern of these starseed influencers discussing their wealth in ways that in most contexts would be considered a bit gauche. But this is part of the sell. Their success acts as evidence for their beliefs, which doesn't leave a lot of room for humility.
And then a multi-millionaire, you can eat yourself a fancy cake because I love money and money loves me, boys and girls. I love money and money loves me.
Life is like a video game, and all you have to do is up, down, left, right, be a start to win. This gamification of life is reflected in the language they use. Shannon refers to her body as an avatar. Natalie uses words like downloads and upgrades when discussing her light codes TM. Literal cheat codes to the universe. You'd think the devs would have patched that by now. This girl boss spirituality reminds me of the promises of prosperity gospel preachers such as Joel Osteen. Riches are the reward for faith, except in this case the faith is in yourself rather than God, and your money goes into a link tree instead of an offering plate. While I resonate with the idea that positive results are often a natural consequence of verbalizing and pursuing your goals, I can't help but think that this outlook seems doomed to crumble the moment you step out of a suburban bubble where a tense discussion with your yoga instructor and breaking 100 sales on your Etsy store are top of the priority list. I mean, there's only so much control that you have over the body and circumstances that you're born into. Do the families in the Congo being ripped apart by gunfire just need to change the channel? Are the starving children of Gaza simply not 5D activated? I'm sure there is value in a manifestation mindset, and I'm aware I'm operating with a little bit of bad faith here, but these are the questions I'm always left with.
It's going to be half a minute to talk right now. I've got codes flowing through me.
As we've seen, there are certain locations assigned spiritual significance by starseeds, but Egypt is on another level. Egypt is to New Age hippies what Thailand is to balding businessmen going through their second divorce, and Natalie is no exception. She has several videos on her channel dedicated to exploring the pyramids, which she believes are portals.
The cars are going to be so good down here. It's a portal.
While parading around the country like celebrities and filming even in restricted areas and mocking the locals.
Hey, my beautiful wife. How many camels?
How many camels? How many camels?
Natalie's husband is suddenly hit with a soul remembrance as he approaches the overwhelming energy of the Sphinx.
Warren had a big soul remembrance, started crying, his whole body started shaking. Now he wants to take us. I think we're special. Are we special?
Are we special? This might be the worst case of main character syndrome I have ever seen. What?
Set the intention to ground down.
The Sphinx is beaming riddles right into this poor man's brain. Can someone get him a water or something? The couple considers being in close proximity to these magical monuments as critical to their life missions on Earth. At certain points during the trip, Natalie starts speaking in light language and convulsing uncontrollably as she downloads codes, sometimes for hours at a time.
So I've quite literally been light languaging for how long do you reckon?
More than an hour, 2 hours.
I was initiated to go in first, of course, and when I got in, I just started bawling my eyes out, and so much energy came over me. I've been just downloading codes, literally, for the last almost 2 hours. When I first got activated in light language, this is what was happening. For almost a week, I had to download codes. Who knows how long this would take? This could take days, because right now I'm still, I'm multidimensional, I'm so here, I'm there, I'm getting codes from everywhere. It's so intense. My arms are here.
Ooh, voguing to get in contact with the mothership. Slay boots the house down, yes God! Imagine doing this in literally any other country, not inhabited by brown people typecasted as noble savages for your vacation.
Oi! What are you doing? Shh. I'm receiving codes right now.
Codes? Codes for what?
Light codes, trademark, for my soul remembrance.
What is going on here? Here, pal, are you daft?
No, you don't understand. You see, these castle ruins are portals.
That's no a castle, that's a big Tesco.
Oh my god, I think I can see the future.
If I see your drunk ass falling down that hill in the next f***ing 5 minutes, well done you, wizard wanker. You're a prophet.
I'm activating? Oh my god, I think I can hear the bagpipes.
Here, pal, get down.
If you can't get enough of Natalie online, she also leads in-person Boss Babe boot camps.
Babe! It's your energetic for everything! Would you ever say that to yourself?
On Australia, even the pyramid schemes are upside down. That joke seems so much funnier when I wrote it. Aside from listening to Natalie scream as she clicks through PowerPoint slides, these events also include group sessions where you get to scream too and become activated by Light Code's practitioners 1000 AUD. I wanted to understand the broader context of this energetics-based healing and how it's advertised online because it's not exactly an easy sell. So once again, like a nasty little piggy, I went rooting around on Google and boy did I find some big juicy truffles. Somebody take the metaphors away from me, I cannot be trusted with them. You may or may not know that chiropractic was invented by a man named Daniel David Palmer who dropped out of school when he was 11 and claimed he learned how to heal people by talking to a ghost, aka he was moving different. How many people died from chiropractors? How many people get paralyzed by chiropractors? How many people get injured by chiropractors? How many people get paralyzed by chiropractors again? Oh, you know Danny Boy cooked up something good when these are the top suggested searches. While it's estimated that over 30 million people visit chiropractors a year in the United States alone, for others, this is still a little too rooted in reality. Light language meets chiropractic in spinal energetics.
So back to your chiropractic days.
Yeah.
Tell me why you moved on from it, why you left it.
So basically kind of what we were talking about before, I would see an improvement but then a plateau. If we work with the root causation, which for me is the innate intelligence and through the energy field, then I've observed that it stays.
Spinal Energetics was founded by chiropractor Sarah Jane. According to spinalenergetics.com, it interacts with a person's spine, nervous system, and energetic field to harness a person's own innate wisdom through light yet powerful touch and, often no touch. Oh, she came up with this during COVID. That makes sense. I mean, we were all bored during COVID. Some of us learned how to bake. Some of us started doing this. She has doctor in front of her name, which is weird, because she isn't one. This was only positioned to come up under the keyword. Well, she definitely didn't get a PhD in English. What are we doing, babes? Dr. Phil is technically more of a doctor than you. From what I can tell, it's pretty easy to start your own spinal energetics practice. All you have to do is put wellness in your Instagram handle and whoa, what's going on here? I can actually book a spinal energetics session on the official website right now. If I set my country to USA, it looks like Allison from New Jersey. Oh, never mind. Amanda from Colorado is a level 2? Give me the level 2 white woman for sure. There's not a single level 3 in the entire world? How intense is the initiation process? Do they have to get in the ring with Sarah Jane herself and fight to the death while lathered up in essential oils? Why do they even have the option then? Oh, it looks like there are 2 different session types, in person and online. That's right, guys. Spinal energetics is so powerful that you don't even have to be in the same room as your clients to heal them. Isn't that cool, guys? Isn't that f***ing cool?
He does not sense the energy. He's a cat. That's what cats do.
With that logic, you and I can do a little spinal energetic session right now. So I want you to stop washing dishes or whatever else you're doing while this is playing in the background. Find a flat surface to lie down on, okay? We're just gonna close our eyes and we're gonna take a deep breath. Okay? We're just gonna start releasing some tension. Just releasing. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Not everyone who believes in spinal energetics necessarily identifies as a starseed, but there are these massive overlaps within the range of New Age modalities that have gained significant traction in the past decade. Natalie and Sarah are effectively running the same scam. I mean, business. Look, at the end of the day, if you want to roll around on the floor and scream with your gal pals, I don't think that's hurting anything, except maybe your wallet and your vocal cords. But what I'm actually worried about are the conversations that are happening at Natalie's events.
I've met Naka, my Native American Indian who flies into the higher universes too. He collected me the 33K client.
Whoa!
From being
Amazing.
on the toilet, you told me.
I tell you, if you're sitting on the toilet, send your guides out. How do you think you're all here?
Your Native American Indian guide visited you on the toilet and landed you a $33,000 client? Does he get commission on that? What other nationalities can you summon like Uber Eats to provide drive-by financial advice? You gonna start pulling Haitians from a hat? Got any Brazilians in your backpack? Pakistanis in your pocket? Just a bunch of people in a room saying exactly. These stories escalate from absurd to extremely concerning when in another session an attendee starts talking about her landlord diagnosed with schizophrenia.
I did a light codes healing on my landlord and he lives underneath me.
Your landlord?
He has been diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Oh!
He knows he's not, so he has been pumped with all this medication which makes him very depressed. Severe alcoholic. After the first healing that we did, that man did not touch a drop of alcohol for 7 days or cigarettes for 7 days, and he said he has never felt so much peace in his life as well.
Yes, babe!
Yes, we're on Project Get Off the Medication, so we're doing a healing each week to prep his body for when he does come off the medication.
Hey, don't do that. I understand that there are many people who have had traumatic experiences with healthcare providers, and I do not want to discredit that, but if you're going to convince someone to stop taking their antipsychotics, are you also prepared to take responsibility if they harm themselves or others? Something tells me light language won't be super helpful at that point. Y'all are Australian, which means that you have one of the best healthcare systems in the world. If you're not going to use it, at least give it to me. In another instance, a woman starts sharing about how she had been diagnosed with restless leg syndrome, which Natalie immediately dismisses. This makes sense, given that full body shaking is just a regular part of her and her husband's routine.
They even diagnosed me that I've got restless legs, but they...
Oh my God! Off Matrix! Oh, these have a diagnosis for everything. Off.
If you ever see me...
Oh.
When,
it's not true, you don't, you're just activated because you're special.
When Natalie mentions the Matrix, she's not just referring to mainstream medicine, but an actual, literal 3D grid she believes encompasses the Earth, orchestrated by dark forces to prevent mass 5D ascension. Thankfully, though, these dark forces did not account for Spirit Airlines.
And every single time I travel, I always channel when I'm up in the airplane. I believe we're outside the matrix grids and we're able to channel better.
When Cyclone Alfred hit Brisbane in March, Natalie vlogged herself sheltering inside her multi-million-dollar house, casually mentioning that she at first ignored weather alerts because, you know, the government be lying.
When everyone was on Instagram and Facebook being like, there's gonna be a cyclone, it's gonna be crazy, man. Warren and I were like, shut up. You guys have already conned us, the world, into getting vaccines. We're not one of those. So I was like, here we go again. Another deterrence for the government doing something. We actually have to get as much food as we can, just in case, this time it's true.
1 dead, 39 injured, and 4 missing, but what the media will never tell you is that this is an energetic purge, and you need to stop resisting the storm, babe. To move through this energy, I created a free light language activation. Jesus Christ, Natalie! Somebody die! At this point, my tinfoil hat senses are really tingling. The more I dug into this world, the more I kept running into these conversations about government conspiracies.
So some information leaked about Beyond the Wall in Antarctica, and this shit is crazy. They're saying that the ice there has some type of special powers.
Is the Earth flat? No. Is the Earth a hologram? Yes. Is the Earth a matrix? Yes. The Earth is a matrix. Thank you.
Some Starseed accounts were more explicit about this than others.
I ain't an alien for fun, bruh. I'm here on a mission, dog. And I don't lose sleep over you not believing me.
Shit, dog. My be, fam. I wonder what type of alien this guy thinks he is. Oh, nice. He bumped up the saturation in a bunch of his videos so that his eyes appear even more blue, but that also just makes him look like he has a really bad sunburn. Are you trying to audition for American Eagle's next commercial or something?
My jeans are blue.
This Starseed creator, who has humbly named himself Monarch, documents his life as an alien amongst us lowly Earthlings.
Look, I ain't from Earth. And she ain't either. Look, I didn't fall from the stars to fall in love with someone from the Earth. My standards are higher than that.
Yeah, thanks for keeping this superior specimen off the dating apps, Queen. You're a real one for that. The Teletubby sun baby really is all grown up. Where'd all the time go?
Here are 3 more signs that you are not from Earth. Sign number 1, you feel emotions quite deeply. Sign number 2, you've always felt older than your age. Even as a kid, you were the one giving advice.
Sign number 3, you know an unusual amount about Five Nights at Freddy's lore. No, but seriously, there seems to be a lot of Starseed literature that targets neurodivergent people specifically, and parents of children with developmental struggles, encouraging them to write these off as spiritual powers, labeling them indigo, rainbow, and crystal children.
People want to know if there are bad spirits on Earth. When we die, do we all go to the same place? What does it feel like?
A little dizzy.
It's actually not very funny at all. Monarch also promotes clothing that supposedly protects you from 5G radiation. Because of course he does.
I'm an alien, but I don't sleep too well here. Unless I'm wrapped in my shielding gear, my body, my mind, and energy system can't recharge.
And, you know, posts prophecies about the end times, as you do.
They are watchers, messengers, scouts from fleets that have long moved in silence across your skies and seas. This is soft disclosure before the shift. The veil is thinning, for beneath the surface, stationed within a crystalline cavern, long hidden from your sonar, lies a Pleiadian mothership, older than any of your known civilizations. It has waited patiently, celestial timing, the collective frequency required to proceed. The moment is near, you feel it in your bones.
A bunch of anti-vaxxers terrified of airport scanners looking forward to a rapidly approaching spiritual awakening in a new world order. Oh, this is starting to sound familiar.
There is a being known simply as Q.
There it is.
Evidence points to Q being connected to an off-world group of beings called the Galactic Federation, a council of higher dimensional beings guiding Earth's evolution. Accounts suggest that throughout his life, Trump encountered beings who weren't entirely human, Pleiadian emissaries who walk among us, blending into ordinary life to help guide those chosen for key missions. Trusted insiders have indicated that Trump was briefed not only by military intelligence, but by members of the Galactic Federation working quietly behind the scenes. And not long after, communications attributed to Q began appearing. And these weren't random drops either. They were orchestrated as part of a much larger, multidimensional operation, an operation tied to the Great Awakening.
Well, over and over again, we see individuals within New Age spiritualism mirror the same values as far-right evangelicals or outright hit the exact same talking points. This seems like an inevitable result when you cherry-pick your favorite parts of Eastern religions, divorce them from the collectivist cultures they germinated in, graft them into your own beliefs without any self-reflection, and try to flip everything into an MLM. This seems like an inevitable result when you want to live in a science fiction world minus the science. I mean, look at these posts on the Starseed subreddit filled with vague warnings of an alien rapture, AI-generated images of lizard overlords, and threads of people referring to their own family members as mindless NPCs. In a blind taste test. This is indistinguishable from what your racist uncle who thinks Hillary Clinton jabs infant necks with straws and slurps them like Capri Suns would post. It may be hard to believe that someone who looks like this would actually get along pretty well with someone who looks like this, but they don't just get along. Sometimes they're the exact same people. People like Jacob Chansley, aka the QAnon shaman who participated in the Capitol riots on January 6, 2021, and also ran a YouTube channel called the Starseed Academy. Conspirituality was a term coined by sociologists Charlotte Ward and David Vose, all the way back in 2011. It describes this non-intuitive overlap between political extremism and woo-woo wellness, a woo-anon movement saturated with paranoia about covert groups controlling society that can only be defeated by enlightenment that accesses a higher dimension. Whether you think these covert groups are aliens, a Jewish cabal, or Democrats and their DEI programs, it all kind of leads to the same place. It's a position that at first glance can seem really intelligent and critical, because in many ways it is. It correctly identifies that the systems that bind us are fundamentally broken. But then it often reveals itself to just be this blind contrarianism that mutters shadow government into its cup of kombucha or liberal tears coffee mug without actually offering any meaningful solutions in this boring 3D world. It's a lot easier to craft stories about draconians leaving taunting clues for only 4chan's finest to find than accept that often ordinary humans do unimaginable evil in plain sight. It sucks that instead of getting to do magic, we have to actually engage with corrupt politicians that decide whether or not your disabled neighbor gets medical care, whether your child's classmate gets to eat tomorrow, and whether someone on the other side of the world, just like you, gets to live to see another day. It blows. Personally, I would much rather wait around for some dramatic upheaval so that we can all live as super sexy alien spirits humping on each other and eating sunshine. I don't fucking know. It's probably obvious to anyone who's been watching this channel for a while that I've been undergoing a massive deconstruction of my personal religious and political beliefs in the past few years. Is it a terrible idea to do that in front of millions of people? Perhaps. But it, we ball. This alien girl boss really represents everything that I've become naturally drawn to in my search to fill the vacuum left by abandoning many aspects of my identity. I am like the prime demographic for this belief system. Many of the signs that you are a starseed are things that cause me a great deal of grief on a day-to-day basis. It's kind of scary to think how someone like me could be pulled right back into a world that they've worked so hard to escape based on very surface-level signals. I mean, I already had all of this around my house. I didn't even really buy props for this video. There are many people in these communities that are very kind and welcoming and manage to navigate these concepts without stealing from other cultures, involving weird Hitler hierarchies, telling people not to take their meds, and desperately trying to sell stuff. Even the creators that I criticized and poked fun at a little bit, because that's what we do here, I think have a lot of good to offer still, like empowering women and criticizing the inherently patriarchal nature of most traditional institutions. It's not all bad. It is a thoroughly mixed bag of organic trail mix. If you believe that you're a reincarnated soul from a galaxy far, far away, I don't see how you're necessarily any less valid than the countless religious congregates, cautious agnostics, and annoying Reddit atheists of the world. I am happy to toke up with extraterrestrials anytime. But I think it's important to always be investigating your own beliefs to double check what tall whites you might be rubbing shoulders with. My purpose in making this video, besides info dumping about weird history facts that I found online, is to remind people that no matter how open and loving an ideology may seem, there is always room for bad actors to set the stage and snake oil salesmen to set up shop. That you need to look a little deeper than just the aesthetic. I do get impatient with people that I perceive as a little too heavenly minded to be any earthly good, but ultimately, with the way things are going on this planet, I can't blame anyone for wanting a get off of Earth free card. And as much of a cynical asshole as I often come across, I will, like Kesha, be keeping an eye out for any passing spaceships. That was, Twig?